Let's switch our focus back to global news now. When you look at the Palestinian death toll, that has crossed 8,500, and in the history of the most heinous attacks since October 7th, humanitarians denounced Israel's attack on the Jabalia refugee camp, saying that this deadly attack should be a wake-up call to the world leaders to secure a ceasefire in Gaza. A nearby hospital says at least 50 people were killed in the attack. Meanwhile, the armed wing of the Palestinian group Hamas has said that it will release some foreign captives from Gaza in the coming days. Now, dozens of injured Palestinians will be allowed to exit the bombarded zone from the Rafah crossing to seek treatment in Egyptian hospitals. Palestinian Health Ministry has also issued final warnings around hospitals running out of fuel and power generators.
And US President Joe Biden as well as Chinese President will be meeting on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in San Francisco. And it still remains to be known what is the agenda of this upcoming meeting.
And shifting focus to central bank activity this week, the Japanese central bank has allowed more flexibility in its yield curve control policy. Now, the Bank of Japan effectively widened its yield target band by 50 basis points to 1% on either side. It also increased the country's inflation outlook, citing rise in import prices and recent crude spike.
And Softbank-backed WeWork, they plan to file for bankruptcy as early as next week. And the news is coming amidst the company's struggles with a huge debt pile as well as a hefty losses in the quarter gone by. Well, the shares of the company that slid around 32% in the after-hours trade.
When you look at AMD, that reported a beat in their Q3 earnings. Now, the chip maker issued a weaker than expected forecast, said it expects $6.1 billion in sales in the fourth quarter. In an NVIDIA-dominated market, you have AMD that has said its chips are on track for volume production in the current quarter.
And Berkshire Hathaway has sold Hong Kong-listed shares of electric vehicle maker BYD for around $25.78 million. And this is coming after the dip in the electric car sales as well as warnings by several automakers as well as suppliers. Because the major economies, including China as well as Europe, they are seeing weaker growth in the EV segment.